A surprising pole position from Leclerc. Gabriel Bortoleto in 7th place, ahead of 3 of 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮𝙧𝙞𝙤𝙧 drivers, Verstappen, Lawson, Hadjar. 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮 is going to need a double dose of his medicine today. What a qualifying session. Ferrari catching McLaren off guard in qualifying for the Hungarian Grand Prix. So, shall we talk about everything? That's it. Go check it out. Q1 started with partly cloudy weather, but still hot. 29 degrees ambient temperature. 52 on the track. 52 on the track burns your feet, doesn't it? The helicopter showed and kept showing rain clouds on the horizon in several directions circling the circuit. And the first 2 to go out were the Williams drivers, Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz. Sainz, starting his lap, threw it away with a big lockup coming into turn 1. As the wind had changed direction, it had been blowing as a tailwind into turn 1 all weekend, at least until now, but it started coming in from the side. This can throw off the driver, because with headwind or tailwind, you're accustomed to a certain reference point, and when that changes even by just a few meters, it can cause a lockup, which is what happened to him. Sainz's teammate, Alex Albon, was the first to set a lap time, a 1:17.441. Meanwhile, Sainz had already thrown his lap away right from the start, a 1:18.282. He was going to have to try again. And trying again always means using up a new set of tires, which ends up being missed tomorrow, on Sunday. Just a reminder, there are 13 sets of tires, 2 sets of hards, 3 of mediums, and the rest 8 are softs. With 12 minutes to go, the other cars started to come out. The Red Bulls came out, set their times, Verstappen in front, but Yuki Tsunoda surprisingly close. First and second, even if only temporarily. At the 10-minute mark, both McLarens and both Ferraris had already set their times and pushed Verstappen and Tsunoda down the order. Piastri first, Norris second, Hamilton third, and then Verstappen and Tsunoda. Piastri and Hamilton went through the gravel, made quite a mess dirtying the track, which would later see other drivers bringing in even more dirt. With 8 minutes to go, Williams showed up starting their second attempt. A new set of tyres for Albon, which was only good enough to put him in 15th place, and Sainz was 16th. Hülkenberg was another one who went off track and brought back a lot of gunk. And with 5 minutes to go, this was the group in the top 10. With both Aston Martins performing quite well throughout the whole weekend and also today in qualifying, and this was the scenario in the elimination zone. Then, backing up what I said, Fernando Alonso went out there with a new set of soft tyres and nailed it, a 1 minute and 15.281 seconds, all the best sectors, fastest lap for him in Q1 up to that point. With 2 minutes to go, a bizarre scene. Esteban Ocon comes on the Haas radio to say, "There's a bolt stuck to my tyre, not puncturing it, just stuck on the rubber," and he was slowly making his way off. There was nothing to be done, no mechanic could run out there, and the onboard camera showed the bolt stuck to the tyre. I'm putting the image here for you to see in detail. As the clock was about to hit 0, the rush began, everyone trying to set their laps and secure a spot in Q2. Gabriel Bortoleto came in and set a 1 minute and 15.586 seconds, moving up to 5th place at that moment, and it looked like he was safe. Carlos Sainz used his second set of tyres and set a 1 minute and 15.652 seconds, showing that Bortoleto's lap was indeed a good one. Sainz slotted into 7th place. Both Ferraris appeared to be in danger for a moment, but they were on flying laps. Leclerc then set the fastest first sector of the session, indicated by the purple marker, meaning no one had gone faster than him in that part of the lap up to that point. Hamilton improved, moved up to 9th position, apparently putting himself safely through as well, and then Lawson got out of the drop zone and pushed a regular customer out in Q1, Yuki Tsunoda. So, the ones eliminated were Tsunoda, Gasly, Ocon, Hülkenberg, and Albon. Q2 started late, with the race directors announcing that there would be a cleanup at that corner where everyone had thrown gravel onto the track. There was a line at the pit lane exit, with everyone eager to set a time as the skies were already darkening, signaling rain was coming. And the best weather radar at times like these is the footage on the broadcast showing people putting on raincoats, hats, opening umbrellas, getting ready. This reminds me of a story about Juan Manuel Fangio, when at the 14-kilometer Spa-Francorchamps, everyone ahead of him crashed, but he didn't spin out and won the race. They asked him, "How did you know it was raining?" And he said, "On the Kemmel straight after Eau Rouge, I saw people in the stands putting on raincoats and getting ready, so I knew there was water ahead." In that one, the maestro claimed another victory. And then McLaren informed their drivers, "We have a localized patch of rain at turns 1 and 5, coming from the north of the circuit." Red Bull told Verstappen almost at the same time, "We expect better conditions at the end of the session." The first 4 to set a time in Q2 were the 2 Aston Martins, Alonso and Stroll, and the 2 Mercedes, Russell and Antonelli. After those 4, Lando Norris came in and set the benchmark at 1 minute and 14.890 seconds. Right after, Piastri put his number 81 McLaren into second place, just 0.051 seconds off the lead. The first round, the first attempts of the second part, then ended, and this was the order: Norris, Piastri, Alonso, Stroll. Look at Aston Martin: Hadjar, Behrman, Russell, Verstappen, Lawson, Leclerc and Hamilton, Sainz, Bortoleto, Antonelli, and, with no time, Franco Colapinto, who had a lap deleted. Colapinto surpassing Pierre Gasly, who was eliminated in the first part. Leclerc then got to the garage and made it clear on the radio to his engineers, "Focus on the only thing that matters. I want to be the first car out. I don't want to line with others in front of me." But before him, it was Aston Martin with Lance Stroll. Stroll has been driving really well the whole weekend. Could it be because Drugovic drove Alonso's car yesterday? Going out as early as Aston Martin did with Stroll has its pros and cons. The pro, of course, is avoiding traffic, avoiding turbulence on a track where you spend a lot of time cornering, especially in Sector 2. And having someone 5 or 7 seconds ahead of you gets in the way. On the other hand, you give up that little bit of extra rubbering in, because the track is always getting just a bit better, so you have to weigh the factors. Stroll went out, put his Aston Martin in third place, a 1:15.129. With 3 minutes to go, the queue was formed, the one Leclerc didn't want to get stuck in, at the end of the pit lane. And at that moment, in the elimination zone, listen closely, were, in 11th, Max Verstappen, followed by Sainz, Bortoleto, Antonelli, and Franco Colapinto. Verstappen escaped elimination by moving up into the top 10. Bortoleto was 1.4 seconds behind, then went out and put in a lap that the broadcast didn't show, 0.797 off the fastest, which means he found about 3/4 of a second there. Excellent improvement, a beautiful leap. He moved up right when he needed to into 10th place and escaped elimination, making it into the top 10. And he celebrated on the radio when he was told. That's it, once again. So, those eliminated: Oliver Behrman, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, Franco Colapinto, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. 3 rookies who are directly compared to Bortoleto, regardless of the car, by public opinion. Hamilton with a new and updated Ferrari, and Carlos Sainz. The start of the session already showed that Williams was going to have problems. Let's go to Q3. Q3 started with dark skies and Fernando Alonso leading the pack to set a time. Aston Martin always coming up with something new now, hitting the track when no one else has even thought about going out yet. Alonso, who won there for the first time in 2003, it's been 22 years. What were you doing in 2003? I was in my second year of college. So, in qualifying, there were 2 Aston Martins, 2 McLarens, 2 Racing Bulls, 1 Red Bull, one Mercedes, one Ferrari, and one 𝘲𝙬𝙗. Norris came in and made his first attempt, really wrestling with the car in the last corner, a 1:15.494. Right behind him was Oscar Piastri, with a 1:15.398, almost a tenth faster. Repeating a pattern where Norris dominates the weekend, and then on Saturday, Piastri starts to find a bit more pace. Piastri did well in FP3 and did even better in qualifying. Up to that point, the two of them seemed to be in a league of their own compared to the rest, and Ferrari didn't look like a threat at all. But the overcast sky started to bring down the track temperature, which might explain some things, but not everything. Leclerc, as we know, deserves our respect, possibly the fastest driver on the grid when it comes to flying laps. He's an exceptional qualifier. But before Leclerc showed up, George Russell came out and, with the fastest times in the first two sectors, purple sectors, the best up to that point, it looked like he could also fight for it. But he slipped up in the final part of the lap, and even so, he put his Mercedes in third place. 0.234 seconds, close, but still far, if you know what I mean. What I mean is, it's close compared to the gaps we saw before, but still far enough not to be a threat, so it looked like the fight was going to be between the two McLarens. The first round ended, and that was the scenario. Piastri, Norris, Russell, then 0.6 range, Alonso, Verstappen, Leclerc, Lawson, Bortoleto, Stroll, and 𝙤𝙤𝙢𝙗𝙗. Stroll and 𝙤𝙤𝙗𝙗 saved tyres for tomorrow. Russell then said the car is all over the place, everywhere. In this English slang, everywhere basically means nowhere. And he commented, very gusty. Gust means a gust of wind, so gusty is a very windy day. Verstappen also complained, saying that even on the outlap before starting qualifying, he had no grip at all. And he used yesterday's analogy again. It feels like I'm driving on ice. Then the moment of truth began. Lance Stroll came in and set an excellent lap. He moved up to third place, just 0.100, exactly 1/10, behind the leader with Piastri. Alonso responded with a 1 minute and 15.481 seconds, moved up to third, and pushed Stroll down to fourth. Meanwhile, the McLarens were starting their laps, and out of nowhere Leclerc showed up with the best second sector. It was purple, and he was ahead of the McLarens, who weren't improving their times. He went there and clocked a 1 minute and 15.372 seconds. Pole position. Now we just had to see if Piastri and Norris would have an answer. The answer was, they had no answer. Norris improved his time, good enough for third position. Piastri went through and was just 0.026 off Leclerc's time, taking second place. And so it was a pole position for Ferrari. Red celebration, party in the Scuderia garage. Leclerc in first, Piastri in second, Lando Norris in third, George Russell fourth, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll fifth and sixth, Aston Martin performing well weekend. Seventh, Gabriel Bortoleto. So I went back to watch his entire lap and listen to the team on the radio, who showered him with praise, telling him, that's what we want to see, consistency in qualifying. And he showed that in the last 3 races, qualifying really well. I stand by what I've been saying here for a while now. An upward trajectory, no scares, no surprises. 8th was Verstappen. Who would have thought? A rookie Brazilian driver ahead of a 4-time Red Bull champion. Then Lawson and 𝙤𝙤𝙗𝙗. Hey Marco, what can we expect for tomorrow? Shall we check the weather forecast? Hunger-roaring weather, 20% chance of rain, winds at 11 km/h. That's for race start time. Let's look a bit further ahead. It drops, goes down to 10. Let's check earlier. Noon is also 20%. Yeah, but the little weather map shows some rain there. So, I don't know how it is over there. We know that in Spa, when you have 50%, it's a sure thing that it's going to rain. I'll open it for you in a second. It'll show up in the video. I'm about to Bortoleto is inside the points zone, which is encouraging in terms of scoring some. The forecast says 24 degrees. At the moment, it was 29.52 on the asphalt over there. So yeah, once again, it's a race about keeping your head, strategy, and sticking in the train. We'll definitely see some undercut attempts because at 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮𝙗 traffic builds up and running in clean air is always a great move. You can be sure that Sauber, for example, will try something with Hülkenberg since he's coming from the back. There, we've got a history of safety cars and also some crazy races. And in recent years, 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮𝙗 has started to deliver some good races. It's surprising, but it's true. With Ferrari starting up front, it's obvious both McLarens are going to go for it and try something. So I think we've got all the ingredients for an exciting race tomorrow. The start is at 10. At 10:15 on the second screen on the other channel. You can watch it there band play, or F1 TV, and listen with us. Matheus Fernanda on commentary, me with analysis and insights, Julian Serasoli. Comment here what you think will happen tomorrow. Will Ferrari win? Bortoleto score points? Is it going to rain? Tell us where you're watching from. Send a kiss to your spouse, partner, or the cat waiting for this video to end. Leave a like, it's free, costs nothing, you know it, and it helps the channel. Do me this favor, do us this favor. Us means me and the cat here, who's demanding I wrap things up this afternoon. To not miss anything, join our notification groups, Instagram, Telegram, and WhatsApp. Also, follow our social media, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok for constant content. Handles are here, link in description. So that's it. Have a great Saturday afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10:15 on another channel. Thanks, and a big hug.